We want to welcome you guys to Madera Community College. And yes, I said it. I said Madera Community College because if you guys didn't know it, we've been all over the news. We're making history. Today's a part of that, and you guys are a part of that. And I want to thank you guys for coming and being here today. But Madera is actually their own official college now. Some of you guys are probably thinking, I thought Madera's been here for a while. We have been here for a while, but we've been under the umbrella of Reedley College. So now, from this point on, we are our own college, and I'm proud to say that. We have some staff members here today. We have some students here that are veterans, student government that are going to be talking to you guys today. But I want to kick it over to our official host. Her name is Sofia Moreno, and she will be just giving us some instructions for today. Go ahead, Sofia.
Hey guys, so I'm Sofia Moreno. I'm so happy I wrote down what I was gonna say because there's this fly that keeps like landing on me. So I apologize if you see me going like this. Like Paul said, welcome to Madera Community College. Welcome to the very first ever Mountain Lion Preview. So Mountain Lion Preview is essentially our new student orientation, but done virtually. Because of COVID, we aren't able to meet you in person, but through our preview website, we hope to get you important information to help you get, started, have an awesome semester to start the semester right. We want you to start the semester confidently. So we're going to have ASG members, which are current Madera Community College students, share with you how they're preparing for this semester because we really want you to get that student perspective. And like Paul said, we are now our own college, which is like awesome and exciting, which makes you guys like the first official class of Madera Community College. So woo-woo, congrats to you guys. So again, we just, want to reach out to you guys to let you know that we're here to support you in any way that we can. Kurt was just showing our website, and this Zoom is part of Mountain Lion Preview. This Zoom is being recorded, so if you have to leave early, no worries. Like I said, it's being recorded and then will later be added to the Mountain Lion Preview website. So you'll always be able to go back to our website, view the awesome resources we have information on, and again, view this live Zoom. So we have a live Zoom today. Our goal is to have a series of live Zoom sessions throughout the semester. So please continue to check your college email. Please continue to check the website for updates regarding the live Zoom, but beyond that, it's super, super important that you check your college email every single day. You're starting college in COVID, which is already craziness. And again, we want to make sure that you have the best support, the best information, the correct information available. And to get that, go to our website, Mountain Lion Preview, and on top of that, check your college email every single day for updates. Continue to check our website every single day for updates. So we do have counselors and faculty members with us today. So thanks so much for, joining. Students, if you guys have any questions, like Paul said, please drop them in the chat box. We'll have Kurt and Dan will be monitoring the chat box. They'll be able to get to you. So you've already met Paul. I'm Sophia in Outreach. We have Dan Rivera with us, who's also in Outreach. And then we have the Director of College Relations and Outreach, Dr. Kurt Pyland. So Kurt.
What's up, guys? Like I said, my virtual background isn't the best because I don't have the most up-to-date technology, but that's okay. We're here to help you get prepared for the fall semester, and we're going to be here throughout the semester. We're all working remotely, and you guys are learning remotely, and we're right there with you. What we want to just reiterate that is during the semester, if at any time you need any help, if you have any questions, we're here for you. We have a slide deck that I'm going to share with you guys throughout this presentation, and we have some contact information on that slide deck. So again, if you get in a pinch or if you have any questions, I want you to reach out to the outreach team. And again, that's myself, that's Sofia Moreno. I like how Paul said that earlier. Yeah. And then Dan Rivera. And we're going to be more than happy to help you. We'll point you in the right direction and get you the answers that you need. Let's see, what are we at? We're at 70 so far, Paul. That's about 64 without the staff.
We lost one when you were talking, Kurt. I don't know.
Kurt can't talk anymore.
I'm cut. No, thanks, guys. And as you can tell, we're definitely I think we're a fun group to be a part of. And you know what? Just to reiterate what everybody's saying before I pass over to Paul, this is a first official Madera Community College activity, which is just it's, you know, you guys don't get it, but it's so neat to be a part of, and it's really inspiring to see the amount of students that are on here that are making the commitment to pursue higher education during COVID-19 and during this pandemic. And again, this is new for all of us. You know, I don't even, my technology isn't even the best, right? And so we're learning together. And again, we're going to be a support for you throughout this semester at any time, day and night. If you have any questions, please reach out. So, you know, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to Paul. I know he introduced himself already, but Paul is, you know, top 3 nicest people on campus.
Top one.
He's, you know what, he's definitely student focused and you know, success minded, and a great guy. When we get back on campus, I can't wait for you guys to see what Paul has in store for you. They do a lot of great activities and events on campus. We've had a full-blown car show on campus. We have food trucks that come all the way out to Madera, all the way out to Avenue 12, that we have food trucks that come out. A lot of great things in store once we're allowed to get back on campus. But, you know, in the meantime, we're all working remotely. And like I said, we're all in this together. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. Paul, you're up, man.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't hear a word anyone was saying. I was just scrolling through to see what people were up to. So I see you guys moving around your background. My name's Paul Torres. I work here at the Madera College. I've been here for about 2 years, and I do activities and events. And I think, man, I love being around students. I love being at the college. Obviously, it's a little different online, but I'm getting the feel that it's really not going to be. As long as we can connect with each other, I think it's going to be awesome times. So I really don't do a whole lot. I want to give the credit more to our students on campus and with their ideas and their energy. And I want to go ahead and introduce to you guys someone that you probably want to write his name down in your notebook, write his number down because he's single, ready to mingle. I'm just kidding, George. I'm just kidding. This is your student body president, okay? I know some of you guys, we have different backgrounds. We're coming from different areas, but the way I like to explain it is back in high school, you had your student government. Well, here at the Madera College, you also have student government. I like to say they're on a different level, though. They're representing you guys and the issues that that you guys are going through, whether it be parking, whether it be this whole COVID situation, whether it be funding. I don't know if you guys know this, but the CARES Act came through from the state, and it was, you know, a lot of our students got to utilize some money from that. So your student government was a part of that decision-making process, and you know, they decide a whole lot of things on campus that are going to benefit you as a student. So let me introduce to you guys an awesome man. His name is George Orozco, and I'm going to give it over to George, and he'll explain to you guys his position and anything else he wants to share. Go ahead, George.
All right, can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to welcome everybody. Again, like Paul said, my name is George Orozco. I'm your current student government president. I have been with the college for a little bit of a year now. And as you can see, I'm currently on active duty, doing my thing. Nevertheless, I'm making the time to be here with every single one of you. I want to welcome you guys. These are difficult but eventful times we live in. As you can see, I think adversity hasn't been any higher than it has been lately. We're forced to be home. We're forced to live a specific lifestyle right now because of everything that's going on. And yet we still want to complete our goal of going to school, completing classes, living as much of a normal life as we possibly can right now. And now, you know, we're a standalone college. So this is very exciting. We're number 116, the newest, hopefully the best in the state. And I'm just happy to be here. And I will be here for as long as I possibly can. I have shared with Paul, I'm supposed to be mobilizing in the next 30 days. Nevertheless, because of technology, I'll still be around for as long as I possibly can. I have a mission to complete, but I still have goals to complete in my education. So I will be sticking around for as long as I can. I will be going to school, and, you know, without technology, we couldn't do this. 50 years ago, 60 years ago, it's a whole different world than we live in today. And because of technology, we have the advantage right now to still get ahead of the curve and try to complete as much as we possibly can. The key right now to me is not to get complacent. Try to get ahead of everything that you set your goals to, because it's really easy to sit at home and leave it for, an hour for now. The best advice I can give you all is to get ahead of your classes. Get to reading, get to learning your course material, and reach out to your students, to your friends, teachers. That's what we're here for. We're here to connect. We're here to get through this together. And that's all I gotta say for now. I
Awesome,
guess
George.
I'll take it back to Paul.
Thank you, sir. And I just want to let you guys know, we do see your questions coming through chat. We'll be hitting those up as soon as possible. George said 116th college in the state. So if you guys didn't know it, we are officially number 116. I didn't know we had that many community colleges in California, but we're there, man. We're the next one up. So thank you, George. Doesn't George look good in his uniform? Look at that. Give it up for George. I told you, ladies. I don't know if he's single. I don't know. We'll have to chat later, George. All right. So let me hit it over to Sophia. We want to respect your time. Again, we thank you for being here. Sophia, what's our next step?
Okay, so one of the questions we've been getting a lot is the campus open? So there are a few classes being offered on campus. If you have an on-class campus, then you know that already. But for the most part, where the campus is closed, no. You are only allowed on campus if you have permission to be on campus, be it that you have an appointment or that you're attending a class. And if you are on campus, we just need to stress that you must wear a mask and you must practice social distancing. So don't just be like, oh, I'm gonna drive up there, see what's going on, because our police department will be like, bye, and they'll escort you back off the campus. So again, you need permission. Again, you have a class, you have an appointment, but you must be wearing a mask and you must practice social distancing.
So
yeah.
go ahead, Kurt. I was just gonna say, let's just park it right there for just a second and just reiterate that, because I want you guys to remember, we do have our services. They're in full force. If you want to talk to a counselor, if you want to talk to financial aid, if you want to talk to outreach activities, we are still working, but the campus, the only part is the campus is closed to a certain group of students. So thank you for sharing those tips, Sophia. Yeah. Kurt, you had something to say?
I was just going to mention, because that's one of the main questions that we're getting in the chat, is when you look at your class schedule in WebAdvisor, it says days and times to be determined, and Dan mentions it, but all of our classes, the majority of our classes are in an online format, 100% online. We do have some of our CTE classes on campus, so that's career technical education, so like welding, for example. And then of course the lab component of our lab sciences would be on campus. So if you're taking like an anatomy class, for example, you'd have your lecture online and then your lab would be on campus. And we're going to ask for students to share more about how they're preparing. But when it says to be determined, your instructor actually is going to determine when you would be able to, when you're supposed to log in, when they ask you to log in. And they will probably try to provide some consistency to when you log in for the class. What we are asking everyone to do is to log in on your first day of the semester. So again, the semester starts on the 10th already. This summer has been a blur and haven't done anything, but the semester, again, it starts on the 10th, and that's Monday. So we want everyone to log in to Canvas and log into their online class on Monday, and then you'll figure out basically from your instructor when is the time for you to log in.
And again, after this Zoom, go to the Mountain Lion Preview website and explore everything that we have there for you. We have videos on how to log into My Portal, which we'll talk more about. You might say, what's Canvas that Kurt's talking about, information about Canvas and how to log into Canvas. So again, us showing our support for you, we want you to be successful. It's not just this Zoom. It's our entire webpage. It's all of our contact information. Like Paul said, we are working 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. We're just doing it from home, but we're still here for you. We just don't want you to get in trouble and go on campus when you can email us and call us and we can get you the information that you need. So next question that I've been getting a lot is how classes are online. This is different with COVID. how should I prepare for the fall semester? And now I'll turn it over to members of ASG, and they'll share with you how they're preparing for the semester.
Yeah, let's call on first Priscilla, and let me set the record straight. These student government representatives, there's about 7 of them that were elected last semester. They've been awesome. They've been getting together over the summer. We've been talking about you guys, how to prepare for this upcoming semester. So as a student, they really have your best interests in mind. So I'm going to kick it over to Priscilla Torres, no relation, but go ahead and answer that question. Can you ask it one more time, Sophia, just so that we can hear it again?
Yes, so we've been getting emails where new students are asking, because again, this is a different time that you're starting college. How do I prepare for the fall semester? So again, we're going to have Priscilla let us know how she's preparing for the fall semester.
Well, hi guys, I'm Priscilla. I am a part of ASG. I'm the ICC rep. So I'm the president of all the clubs, but I'm not affiliated with any of them. I just oversee everything in the funding. And it's wonderful that you guys are coming here. That's a great question to ask. As everything's going online, you need to prepare for all the classes that you're taking for that semester. So if you're taking a math, you're taking an English, you're taking an art, you have to have access to a calculator, you have to have access to a laptop. You can't just survive in the semester with your phone. You have to go out of your way. If you don't have a laptop, if you don't have Wi-Fi, we provide that in the library and you could check that out. Another thing is making connections with your professors. Your professors, you're paying them now. This isn't like high school. You're paying them for the grade that you're gonna get, but it's more of your effort needs to be put in to get that grade. So make sure they're like they should be your main contact in any class. And then making connections through students is another big deal.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So let me ask this, Priscilla, because I know I do everything on my phone. I take it everywhere with me. Could you survive? You said you couldn't survive, but could you survive a semester doing this on your phone?
No, definitely not. You need to have multiple tabs open, and sometimes you need to be in groups with people working online. And for some math classes or chemistry classes in your labs, you're going to need to be opening up like software programs that aren't allowed on iPhones.
Good to know. Good to know. Thanks, Priscilla. Brenna, you want to jump in on that before we move on?
So, hey everybody, I'm Brenna. I'm your ASG treasurer, and my majors are ag education, special education, and a certificate in ASL. This semester I'm taking about 7 classes. One thing I would suggest to you is make a spot that's your own. Have a specific spot for your books. And one thing I did this semester is every class, unlike high school, like where you might survive having all your information in one notebook, this semester what I did is, just because I'm at home and with so many classes, is I went through and bought 7 binders and have a specific binder for all of my class, even though everything's online and you most likely get everything virtually. But it's nice to have one spot that you know where everything's going to be.
Awesome. Good tips. I know most of you guys are wondering, if you can't do it from your phone, then what are we going to do? So Sophia, what's the next question?
Yes, the next question is, we have a lot of students that are unsure about having a reliable laptop, computer, or internet. So ASG, how are you accessing technology? And like you guys mentioned, Madera Community College is providing laptops, hotspots, calculators for our students. And have any of you borrowed equipment from the college?
Mr. President, could you answer that?
Yeah. So right now, like I was saying earlier, because of technology, we're able to be here. I am actually currently using a MiFi that the college was very gracious to let me use. As you all know, last semester we kind of came to a halt because of COVID, and everything had to get fast-tracked into the online format. So obviously I got activated. I had to leave home I was in 4 different areas of California in the last 3 months, and I needed schoolwork. I needed to complete my schoolwork. So again, the college was nice enough to let me check this out. It is a MiFi. It's portable Wi-Fi. Basically, it goes everywhere with me, and it's got pretty good
What?
signal. I don't think I've been to any city in California that I haven't had good signal on this. But because of this, I was able to do all my papers. I was able to do a lot of my meetings. I was able to upload everything I needed to upload onto Canvas. So the college has the means. It's up to you to utilize those. I mean, they're there for you. You know, you just make a phone call or make an appointment. Go pick up a laptop. Go pick up a MiFi. There's no excuse.
Awesome, George. Can I game on that thing or binge watch my favorite shows with that?
You know, I don't know. I know it's unlimited.
I saw Jeremy
Gigs on there, but
Maya was shaking his head no.
yeah, I definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't burn that many gigs on the
You
office
could
or
though.
anything like that.
It's your personal Wi-Fi, right? So you could watch shows if you needed a break or whatever. I'm not saying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course,
Okay, so
of course.
did you
Just
have to
hold you up
pay
all
for
night.
that? Did you have to pay for
No.
that? How'd you get it?
No, I just sign it out. Took my ID card number, student ID, and they gave it to me with the box, the charger, and everything.
All right, Kurt's throwing up a little slide. So if you guys need technology, we at our campus we have an equipment checkout day. Okay, or days. I don't know the supply count. I don't know the amount, but I know that they do have a good amount to service you guys. If you guys need your personal Wi-Fi, you don't have it at home. So August 12th through the 13th is the next technology equipment checkout day from 8 to 2. Then you got the 19th through the 20th from 8 to 2. And then August 26th through the 27th from 8 to 2. Now let's talk a little bit about how they go about getting those technologies. And I think Dan put it in the chat box, but Kurt, do you want to touch base on that, or somebody was going to jump in?
You know what? I'll just say real quick, and I'll have Sophia answer that question. But supplies are on a first come, first serve basis.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we don't have technology for everyone, but we do have technology. So definitely, if you need anything, it could be a laptop, it could be a calculator, it could be a MiFi, like George had mentioned. You know, if you live in an area where your Wi-Fi is good, if you stand on one leg and have a tinfoil hat on, we have access for you. So we want to make sure everybody's connected. We want to try to minimize any barriers to participating this fall. So definitely take advantage of that. Sophia?
Yeah, so if you go to our Mountain Lion Preview website, like Kurt showed at the beginning, and we have those 3 little circles, you want to click on the circle that says enter, and there's more information about checking out equipment. I recommend that you call the IT phone number that's listed in the on our enter webpage to get more information. But what they let us know is that you need a valid driver's license or state ID, and you must know your college ID number. And then they're just going to look up to make sure you're a Madera Community College student, whether you're taking 1 class or 7 classes. You're a Madera Community College student, and if we have the equipment available, then we'll go ahead and check it out to you. But again, I do recommend going to our Mountain Lion Preview webpage, clicking the enter button to get not only information about how to check out equipment, but that's basically our technology webpage where we have a bunch of information about technology. We'll talk more about Canvas and My Portal, but again, for sure, hit the enter button because it's all about online learning.
Okay, did somebody
Paul?
put that link in the chat?
Paul, I wonder if I can jump in. We have a really good question from the chat, which is, is there an absolute need for me to have all of my textbooks by the first day of school? We have an instructor with us, Ryan Morley. Ryan, I wonder if you could talk about that.
Sure. Yeah. So like Dan mentioned, I don't usually think instructors are going to expect students to have their textbooks with them on the first day. Generally, that's something they're going to go over with you when they're going over their syllabus and telling you about the class. They're generally going to give you the first week or sometimes even the first 2 weeks before they would start requiring assignments from a textbook. In normal circumstances without coronavirus, you could go down to the bookstore and pick up those textbooks. Or I know in my case, I'm let my students know last week what the textbooks were. So you might have gotten an email already ahead of time about textbooks, and maybe just to give you a chance to buy those on Amazon or a different source other than the bookstore, but they should be available at the bookstore too. So I wouldn't worry about not having a textbook on the first day. Generally, it's the first week you have to get those.
All right, hold on, Ryan. We need to know more about you, man. What do you teach?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm Ryan. I'm a speech language pathologist assistant instructor. So that's a big long name for the program. But I'm a new instructor here. This is my start of my second year. So I'm still figuring out a bunch of this college stuff too. But as far as questions for instructors, that's why I'm here today. If I can help answer any of those questions, I'd be happy to.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Sophia.
Yes. So we will talk a little more about textbooks, but first I want to get to my portal. If you remember me at your high schools, if you're at any one of the high schools I went to, you heard my portal, my portal, my portal. And we're still, students have the questions, what is my portal? Why do I need to log into my portal? So if our ASG members could explain what my portal is and the importance of it, that would be awesome.
Yeah, who wants to jump on that? John, you're vice president. You want to explain a little bit about my portal?
Hi, I'm Jonathan. My portal is basically where you can access everything you need: Canvas, your student email, web advisor. I believe that's it. It's located on the main website. It has the bars on the upper right-hand corner, and you can log in through there. And it's easy as 2 minutes to log in at tops, depending on your internet speed.
Okay, so if I go to our main website, which is, what is it, MaderaCollege.com?
MaderaCenter.com.
Madera Center. Oh, it's still Center?
It's still Center. It's
Okay.
MaderaCenter.com. And I believe we have a slide as well. It's MaderaCenter.com. When you get there on the right-hand side, you'll click on the My Portal button. That will take you to another page with a wrinkly tiger on it. You'll click Sign In, and your sign-in, here's a slide. Your sign-in information will be your username, which is your 7-digit college ID number, and then your password. We have password information again on Mountain Lion Preview, along with PowerPoints on how to access my portal. And we also have a video on how to log into my portal. But it's imperative that you log into my portal, that you know what it is, because once you log in, then you're able to access Web Advisor, where you registered for your classes, where when this semester is over, you'll go look up your grades. You'll have access to your student email, which again, you need to check every single day for updates. And then you have access to Canvas, and Canvas is where your classes are. Which brings me to my next question that we've been getting. So ASG, what is Canvas? Do I need to log into Canvas?
George,
I'll extend on that.
okay, go ahead.
On this, Canvas is super important for your success in college and in your course, but it's like where your teacher posts everything. It's like Classroom for high school students, but Canvas says, okay, we have classes today, or they'll email you through Canvas if you guys don't have class, or if you guys do have class, or what times they are the times going to change, what assignments are available, the files that they post, the files of their lectures. But Canvas is really important. It's also the platform you use to email your teachers through your student email. And George, would you like to add on that?
Yeah, so Canvas is almost like, how can I explain it? It's your campus Facebook with your teachers. I mean, everything and anything is on there. Everything from syllabus, policies, homework previews. Like Priscilla said, should a teacher get sick and not be there on specific days, that's the place where you'll go and get all the notifications. At the same time, you can also connect all your friends in your classrooms. Every single class you have in Canvas will have everybody that's assigned to that class in there. So should you have any questions with some fellow students about an assignment, you can network with them through there. Same thing with the teachers. If you're not going to be there at a specific time, like, for example, me, whenever I couldn't be there, I'd email my teachers right away, say, hey, I'm not going to be able to be there for next class. What do I need to get done before the class after? And it's basically the best way to communicate with your teachers other than in person or, through any other means. Canvas is very important. It's a downloadable app on your phone. And it's very self-explanatory once you log onto your phone. Works the same online as well.
Awesome.
Let me add
Go
real
ahead.
quick, Paul.
Go ahead.
Real quick, Priscilla, because it's live today, actually. And I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if it was on the recording, but the bookstore is now integrated into Canvas. So when you go into Canvas, and we have a screenshot real quick, that basically this is what it would look like when you click on the Canvas. You have your dashboard. Your dashboard is going to have all of your classes listed. But on the left-hand side, see how it has the column of the different areas under number 2. There's a link there, and it's not here obviously because this is a screenshot from a week ago, but there's a link that says My Bookstore. When you click on that, it's going to take you directly to our online bookstore, but it's actually going to populate all of the textbooks that have been set as required for your classes. So you don't have to go through and search for it. It's actually all in your Canvas shell. So that's actually a really neat feature. It just went live literally this morning. And so I know that some of our current students haven't had a chance to check it out, but again, it is all there. Before you would go directly to the bookstore website and then you could look up your classes, but now they've taken it a step further just to make it easier for students by incorporating that into the Canvas shell.
Kurt, what was the last book that you read, man? Be honest.
Jim Carrey just came out with a book. Actually, I just bought it. I haven't started it yet, but it's like a memoir and misinformation, I think is what it's called. So I'm looking forward to jumping into that after today, to be honest.
All right, I thought you were gonna say some Star Wars, how to build your own starship manual, something.
That's
All right.
That's for the spring.
All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it on the subject of books. Is there anything on there with books, Sophia?
Yeah, so that's great that, we want you after this Zoom to go to Canvas to log in, see the books that you need. ASG, other than the bookstore, how are you guys accessing books? Where are you getting books? Because after today, our students should know what books that they need. So where do you recommend they look other than our bookstore? And again, because we're looking at cost. We're trying to give you options as far as what's most cost effective.
Ooh, listen up on this one. Brenna's dying to share. Go ahead, Brenna.
All right, so one of the places that I've done for the last couple semesters is Amazon. And Amazon, they have some really good prices. All my books, I always compare to find the best price. Usually the books on Amazon are cheaper, but this semester, just because I knew who my teachers were and I checked with them to make sure that we were going to be using these books. Some of the books this semester I got were from eBay. So I got like $100, like this one book was supposed to be $130 and I got it for $12.
Brenna, have you been reading that book already before school starts?
Yeah.
Man.
Because I know my teacher.
Got 7 classes. She needs to get the head start on.
But you didn't.
On the textbook.
Yeah, the thing that I thought when I first joined college is I had to buy the book brand new. You do not need to buy the book brand new, especially if it's a class that you're taking as a requirement and it has nothing to do with your major and you know you're not going to use it. You honestly can just buy used books, save your money, and use it on something that you're going to need to use it on.
Awesome. Thank you, Brenna. And I know some of you guys are involved in some of our programs here on campus, and sometimes that comes with perks. I think, Marissa, you weren't even, I'm just gonna pull you out. So is there what the programs that we have on campus, will they help pay for some of our books?
Yes, so the EOPS program and the CARE program and the CalWorks program, they do give book assistance. My program, which is the TRIO program, we do not directly pay for books, but the students that do join the program do have an opportunity to earn a scholarship, which they can then use towards books. So there are programs on campus that do offer the book vouchers, and that's mainly EOPS and CARE and CalWorks. And if you have more questions on that, you can email me and I can turn you in the right direction. I'll put my email in the chat.
Sweet, but before they do that, we got to know more about you too, Marissa. What's the last thing you do before you go to bed?
All right, Marissa.
We want to know.
Oh my gosh.
This is Kendra. Just want to let Steven know that I'm ready to switch him out. I don't think he can see me, but I don't want to leave him hanging. So,
okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, Kendra. No, you're good.
What do I do at the end of the night? I'm going to sound real boring, but I clean my kitchen.
What?
I love to cook, so I always make dinner and then I clean my kitchen.
Wow.
I go to bed with a peaceful kitchen.
Dude, you're serious, because if I walk out and the house is clean, I feel so good.
I
All
know. Right. Yeah. So that's me. But yeah, my name is, do you want me to give a little bit about my program?
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Hi guys, my name is Marissa McBride and I am the TRIO counselor at Madera Community College. And TRIO is a federally funded program focused on assisting students that are first generation college students, students that have a disability, and students that are low income. The program is really special because you have a more guided experience at Madera Community College and you have a designated counselor, myself or our other counselor with the program named Liz. And we do require that we see you 3 times a semester. We help you plan out your student education plan and also help you prepare for transferring and fill out the application to transfer when that time comes for you. I do have an application, which I am going to also link in the chat right now for you guys to apply. There are some requirements to apply, which I can review on my end, but one of the most minimum requirements is that you do need to be full-time. You need to be enrolled in 12 units. And you also do need to be have a FAFSA on file, which I'll look at as well. But we are welcoming students all the time. We accept applications all year. And actually one of my students is on the call right now, which is Priscilla. So maybe Priscilla, could you share a little bit about your experience with the program so far?
P, I didn't know you were in the program.
Yeah, it kind of like went ASG and then TRIO and then I just got involved.
Okay, so
the TRIO program, it's very helpful to me because Marissa knows what she's doing. Like, there's gonna be counselors at Madera Community. You just have to find the right one that suits you, and Marissa's that one for me. She looks at all the UCs and CSUs that I would want to apply to, make sure that I'm on the right track of the classes that I'm enrolled in right now, and then we have a plan for when I want to transfer. So it's really helpful.
Awesome. Thank you
for giving that. And another thing that I love about TRIO is you could go and, Marissa, what's that thing called when you go and see somebody in the field that you want to work in? And
oh yeah, like an internship or a job shadow.
Yeah. And then you said that you could connect me with them, and it's just very good connection to connection basis with TRIO.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Priscilla. Yeah, we have a few more questions to go. Yes, Dan, go ahead.
I just wanted to remind everyone that chat is available, and you can access the chat for this Zoom session by rolling over the gallery, looking at the bottom, and sort of near the lower right, there's a tab that says More with 3 dots, and you click on that and click on Chat, and the panel will pop up, and you can ask a question through chat, or you can read the questions and answers that maybe haven't been talked about in the Zoom yet. So
Awesome.
feel free to hop on chat.
There is one question that I wanted to kind of share with the group, and maybe one of our faculty. I know we have some counseling faculty here that can assist, but Jaden's asked, is it normal that I haven't heard anything from my teacher, and is it normal to not have a Zoom link for our classes yet?
Good question.
Anybody
Who
want
wants
to
to
take that one
jump on
on?
that? Kurt, pick somebody if they don't want to.
Yeah, I'd
Point at myself. I'm just kidding.
I can answer that if.
What do you
if
think, Ryan?
want. Yeah, I mean, I'd say normal, or I would hope that you know, before Monday that you would get some sort of communication from your instructor about, you know, what Canvas is and you know the what to expect, or some instructions for the first week. But as far as on Canvas, you might be logging into Canvas now and seeing your courses, and they might be telling you that they're unpublished. So what that means is that your instructor's making a course on Canvas, but they just haven't made it like public yet, or they haven't made it available for other people to view. So if you're getting that message that says it's unpublished, it might not open up until this weekend, or maybe even, you know, Monday of next week, before you'll actually be able to get into the course. But you should see at least a little tile like we saw on one of those slides earlier with the name of the course that just shows that you're in it. So I hope that answers that question.
So
Thanks, Ryan.
faculty are actually back. Faculty are back officially on Thursday. So, you know, you should be getting some contact from your instructor if you haven't already. You'll be getting something hopefully before Monday. If not on Monday, you will. So you have a little bit of time.
Again, and that's why we want to make sure that you're checking Canvas on Monday, that very first day, to make sure what you need to see is there. Before we move on to the next question, are there any other questions from the chat, Dan or Kurt, that you'd like to say out loud?
Yeah.
I think we're caught up.
Yeah, I think
So
we're caught
if
up,
anyone
you know.
would like to ask a question on chat, as I mentioned, just roll over the gallery and toward the lower right, there's a tab that says more with 3 dots. Click on that and click on chat. And we'd love to have a question from you.
And just let me reiterate, guys, we're almost done. We want to respect your time. We love it that you guys are here today. If you take anything away from today, and I'll say it later on, you have some caring people on this campus that really love their jobs, and they want to put you as students first. We have so many people that are logged in now that can attest to that. And what Priscilla was saying about Marissa, I feel like that's across the board on campus. Like, so again, we're excited to have you guys here. We'll have a few more questions, and then we'll open it up to some more questions if you guys have any more later.
There's another question on the chat, and I apologize. I know this is the second time the student's asked, but when the student signs up for Technology Sophia, precisely where do they go to pick up their technology? Will they be notified when they sign up, or how does that work?
See, you have to call the IT department. You're going to have to go to our website and click the enter button. Before, students were able to drive through the campus between that time, 8 and 2 p.m. and then pick up their technology. But again, you have to call because things are always changing. What happened 2 weeks ago doesn't mean that's what's going to happen when they offer technology next week or maybe the week after that. So again, you want to go to the Mountain Lion Preview website, go to enter, get the IT telephone number and email address, and speak to IT directly, since they're the ones making those changes and they're the ones telling us these are the days we're going to offer technology, so you get the right information.
Yeah, more than likely it'll be setting up an appointment so that they can ensure that, there's not a lot of traffic when you guys show up. So,
and to add to that too, when I helped on a tech pickup, they actually had canopies set up in the parking lot, and you would just drive through.
Drive through.
They'd verify that you are a student, so you have to have your picture ID, and then they would give it to you. So to answer the question in the chat, you don't necessarily have to get out of your car and go into the library or try to find them. They'll be visible from the parking lot. And I know in the chat they mentioned, they said, just show up. You just show up between that window of time, and you'll be able to pick up the technology or whatever you're borrowing.
Kurt, where do they find those dates again for the technology pickup? Where can they find it?
Also,
On our
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
on our
Sorry.
website. So again, I think Kurt already dropped it in there. It's maderacenter.com/Mountain Lion Preview. You have those 3 icons. You want to click the enter icon. That enter icon is basically enter online learning. So all the information you need to know to get started with online learning will be in that area for you.
Also, if you look in the chat thread, if you scroll up in the chat thread, there's specific information on technology checkout at, I'm looking at the time, 11:25. So if you scroll up in the chat thread at 11:25, there was some specific information posted about technology checkout.
Thank you, Dan. All right, Sophia, let's keep it rolling. What do we got?
Okay, so we're actually down to our last question. But before I ask it, again, like Paul said, we're grateful that you guys took time to, join us today. We're committed to providing as much information, to being as useful as possible to you. Again, you're part of Madera Community College, No More Center. You're our first class. This is our first Mountain Lion Preview. And we want you to continue to ask questions. When you go to our webpage, we'll have contact information to reach out to us. We're here to help you not only today, but throughout the semester. So continue to please reach out so that we can help you. But the last question we have is, again, ASG, how have you guys been dealing with the pandemic? Because just like our recent high school graduates, spring semester, bam, March, it's time to go home and learn. Same thing happened with our ASG students. We were right in the middle of the spring semester and they were told the same thing. It's time to learn from home. So how have you guys been dealing with this?
That's a deep question, Sophia. You prepared for their answers?
I'm prepared. Let's go.
All right, so here we go. Who do we got? How have you been preparing? Let's start off with Mr. President. Or how have you been dealing? You're on mute, buddy.
Sorry about that. So it's been quite the challenge, but I had a unique situation. I had to leave home. I haven't been home pretty much for about 3 to 4 months, up until recently. And it was just having to deal with my day-to-day responsibilities, as well as having to make the time to log on, listen to lectures, look at the syllabus, look at the assignments, preparing the time to study. For example, I took an ASL class last semester, and that was by far one of the hardest classes I had to finish, because I had to log on, watch the video. It's a little hard sometimes to watch a video and make sense of some of the things that are going on, and still having to be able to respond to them in video format. So it's just making time. At the end of the day, you have to allocate an hour or two, whatever time you feel is necessary to complete your classes, on top of trying to survive, trying to make it through, through the days that we have, in front of us right now. Like I said, it's a pretty difficult, strict world we live in right now. Masks are almost second nature to us now. There's some places that no longer take cash. Seems like digital currency is starting to take over for now. On top of that, social distancing is real big. Having to stay away from big groups of people. It's all situational, but overall, you have to make the time. Make a small little corner of your house and turn that into your daily classroom, because that's pretty much what it's going to be. That's going to be your classroom. That's going to be your place of peace. That's going to be your place of study. And that's yours for the entire semester, because now we're starting school like this now. It's not like we are in the classroom and within a moment's notice, we have to make time at home. We should have plenty of time right now to jump on and and get ahead of it. Like I said earlier, get ahead of the curve. Don't get left behind, and try to keep up. I mean, it's doable. If most of us could finish a semester in good shape, I'm pretty sure we can start this one in even better shape and finish ahead.
Appreciate you, George. Appreciate you, sir. And thank you for being out and about and doing what you need to do. And for everyone else, if you guys are students and you guys are out there in the front lines working away and doing your jobs, like we thank you for that too. So thanks for sharing, George. Priscilla, how have you been dealing with this whole COVID thing?
Well, COVID definitely changed the way I was living, from my social life to just how I feel about my mental health. And you really need to have a balance in everything, because who knows if somebody's going to get COVID during the semester. You need to make sure you have communication with your teacher, with your counselor. You need to have connections in your class. So students, you could have a study group too. And another thing that George said, creating your own space, it's really vital to your success, because you're going to be distracted. You're at home. You could watch TV. You could play video games. You could go on Instagram. But it's like you need to make sure you get everything in your courses done first before you start doing all those things, or else you'll get behind. Because even I said to myself, okay, I'll just push off this lecture. I'll watch it tomorrow. Like, the teacher's not going to know if I watched it or not, you know? And it really bit me in the butt for my exam that was coming up. But I learned and I adjusted, and I did well on my next exam. So
Awesome.
yeah.
We helped each other out with ASL.
Oh yeah, that's how we met, ASL.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Priscilla. Jonathan, you want to jump in on that?
Yeah, so like Priscilla says, you want to keep in contact with your professor. When it was a hard transition for me, I started out with in-person classes, and then online, it was hard. I was lucky enough that I had professors that were doing Zoom lectures, so it kind of felt normal to me, because it felt like I was in the classroom. Some professors don't do Zoom lectures, so the communication is vital.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you, John. And then lastly, Brenna, if you want to share some thoughts, and then we'll start wrapping it up. Go ahead, Brenna.
Let me get this cat off my table.
Kitty.
You fat cat. Okay, so before this, last year I've taken 4 classes. I've always in the semester had 1 class online and 4 on campus. So I already had my area set up. The problem with me is because one problem I had is because my home life, usually when I would come home from school, I would have take care of my animals, get stuff that I had to get done on the ranch, and then I would go to work and come home, then do my homework. So I kind of had to play balancing act. Hold on, the cat again. So the honest thing that you can do is to help is to make sure you keep in contact with your professor and some other friends. That's mainly the important thing. If you know you have a phone problem, there's apps that you can use that disables your phone for a little while, and it doesn't allow you to access anything that might be a distraction, like games, Instagram, Facebook, social media in general. Like what I've done is I've literally put my phone out of reach when I'm working, so that I won't have that intentive out of habit to reach for it. And that's some of the stuff I've done.
Thank you, Brenna. Man, how have I dealt with this whole COVID thing? I think I'm still dealing with it, and I know that you guys all deal with it in your own corners of your houses in the world, and you guys have thoughts and just experience in this, and we're all just doing it together. And I think just knowing that we're all doing it together, and we want to make sure that this goal that you have of enrolling in college is our goal to help you succeed in that. So deal with it how I'm dealing with it, is making sure that you're part of the campus You can't be there physically, but now you can be there in this setting. And with activities, I'll be sharing through social media and the weeks to come, just different types of activities that I'll be doing as far as student activities. Um, Kurt mentioned the car show on campus, and we're in the works of doing a virtual one. We're working on all kinds of things from poetry jams to reading clubs to socials. So just take a look at your social media. If you don't have us on Instagram or Facebook, I would say suggest doing that, like getting us on, be connected. That's the way I'm dealing with it, and I love being here with this group. I wish I could be with you guys in person, but hey, we're connected now, so it's a good thing. I'm gonna kick it over to Sophia.
Okay.
What do you got?
Again, I encourage you guys to please visit our Mountain Lion Preview website, which I believe has been put in the chat. And then I'll send it over to Kurt since he'll do our closing for us. And also, are there any last minute questions, Kurt, that we need to address?
I think we're getting them covered in the chat, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks, Ryan, for helping. I'm going to stop because Brina's going, hey, I want to say something. So please go ahead.
You gotta talk about how to join ASG.
That's right. So right now we got about 4. I thought there was more, but I see 4 of our student government representatives. We're working out a day and time that they'll be meeting virtually. They meet every week. We talk about issues from, like I said, budget to your classes to parking to whatever issues that you guys want to bring. But this is your meeting. It's not just for the elected student government representatives. This is the student body meeting, and anyone is welcome. Come learn about things like the CARES money that are going on. Come learn about things like, any socials that are going on. We not only as student government deal with issues locally, but they also deal with issues with the state, and the state has their community colleges, and they're going through some of the same things that we're all going through, and it's good to be connected. So I'm going to put my go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if you want to learn more about getting involved, if you go to Mountain Lion Preview webpage, you want to click the engage button, and that engage button will give you information. I'll give you Paul's information, his telephone number, and they'll give you student activities information. I don't know if you've heard about the Lions Den, but I'll give you Lions Den information. So again, getting involved, you really want to go to our webpage and go to that engage button to get all the information from student activities.
Yes, thank you. So I think Kurt was gonna wrap it up.
Absolutely.
And then after you do this, before you close up, I just want to recognize some of the main peeps on our campus, like Jesse and Tracy.
Sure. So again, I have the contact information up here. So again, if you're not sure where to start, please reach out to our department. It's College Relations and Outreach. That's our phone number and our email account. When you call that number, guys, you're going to be talking to Dan Rivera, Sophia Moreno, or myself. So it's an actual person on the end, and we'll help get you connected with wherever you want to go, and wherever you want to, whatever you need, okay? I would also like to just remind you to please log in to your class on Monday. The 10th is when the campus, when the semester officially starts, so please log in to your class. For those of you that have emailed and are waiting to hear back from your teachers, like Ryan had mentioned, they're going to be back starting Thursday. It doesn't hurt to email them again if you'd like. You can definitely do that, but they should be contacting you shortly. Now, before I give it back to Paul, again, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the turnout, and I'm looking forward to the fall semester with Madera Community College. There's going to be a survey that we'll send out to you. I'll send it to you via email, just to give us some feedback on this event. What do you think? And, what would you like to see? What works, because we are going to continue to have these type of sessions like Sophia had mentioned, where we do kind of a deeper dive into some of the topics and some of the issues that students may be experiencing throughout the semester. And then we're going to probably do this on a semester basis. So in the spring, we'll have one, and we'll invite new students, but also you guys to come back and just share with your experience as students navigating COVID-19 in the fall semester online, and just really increasing and enriching the culture and the community of Madera Community College. So again, thank you guys so much. And Paul, closing words, sir.
Yeah, Priscilla had something to add, and then I want to introduce some key people that have joined us. So go ahead, Pri.
Okay, another good student service that we have at our community college is the tutoring. And the tutoring is taught by students that have already taken the class. So make sure you guys are on the lookout for that. And that's available through Canvas, and it's going to be an option in the Canvas website. So that's how important it is. So that's one more thing I wanted to add.
Thanks, Priscilla. All right. So I just want you guys to have a face to the name. You guys might be calling in. You guys might be getting financial aid or DSPNS. But I want to go ahead and let Jesse just quickly introduce himself. He's part of our financial aid area. And if you guys can see this man, he works hard for you guys. Go ahead, Jesse.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jesse Naranjo, and I'm the financial aid analyst at the Madera College. I've been at Madera for 5 years now, and our department is growing. So we have a new manager, Jonathan Miranda, and we hope to get more people on our team so we can better serve you. I just have a couple tips. If you're getting a hold of me, please include your college email, whether it's in an email or a voicemail. It just makes it easier to assist you. If you don't provide your college email, we're gonna go back and forth a couple times before we can get your question answered. Another thing about our college, we recently became our own college, but we're still gonna use Reedley College on the financial aid application for, I believe, the next 2 semesters. So until we get our own school code for FAFSA, please continue to use Reedley College.
Ooh, that's a good nugget right there, Jess. Good. Thanks for sharing that.
And if you have any questions, the fastest way to get a hold of me is via email. I can't answer the phone while I'm in meetings. And unfortunately, like I said, our department is very small. There's 2 of us at the moment. So if you want to get a hold of me immediately, try email. I'll return emails faster than the voicemail because I can't return voicemails when I'm in meetings. So that's just a tip if you really need to get a hold of me urgently.
Hey, Jess, can students still fill out their FAFSA application?
Yes, you can still fill out your application. We're still accepting documents. So if you haven't turned in your documents, and it's very important that you're checking your college email, so the SCCCD email, because that's how we're going to communicate with you. I'm getting a lot of emails with personal emails like Gmails, Yahoos. It's very important that you use your SCCCD email because that's where all your financial communication is sent to.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure you can be here all day talking about financial aid and money to help students out. So make sure that you guys, are using this, his information wisely. And then I want to introduce you guys an awesome person. Her name is Tracy. Tracy, go ahead and introduce yourself and talk a little bit about what you do.
Hi guys, my name is Tracy Menz. I'm the DSPNS Counselor Coordinator on campus for Madera and Oakhurst, and I help students with disabilities. So any student with a disability can have accommodations for their classes. Some students had accommodations in high school, but they do look quite a bit different. There's a lot more that we can do in college for students with disabilities. So anybody who has a disability, who was on an IEP or 504 plan is automatically qualified from high school. But there are also a lot of students who never were on a special plan who think they may have a disability, and those students too should definitely contact me. And we do learning disability testing, and we work with those students to see if they're eligible. So it's kind of a one-stop shop. We do educational planning and advising, but we also work with them on their accommodations for classes. So if anybody needs my contact information, I put it in the chat and I'd be happy to help you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. You guys did it. You're done. This is it. If you learned anything today, know that we're here to help you, that there's people around, that we are still working, even though the campus facilities, there's only certain people that can go in. We still have our operations going. Give us a call, shoot us an email. Even if it's not the right department, we'll help figure out get you to your next step. So if you've learned anything today, we want to make sure that you're successful. Look at the numbers that were posted on chat. Go visit our websites. I think that's it for me, Sophia.
Yeah, no, and just to, again, thank you. Remember that this Zoom is being recorded, so it will end up again on our Mountain Lion Preview website, so you can always refer back to it. A lot of the numbers that have been dropped in the chat, you can also find that in our on our Mountain Lion Preview website. So again, right after this, please go to that website and click away, explore, see all the information that we have there for you. Thank you again so much. Kurt, any last words before we end this?
No, that's it. Thank you guys so much, interpreters. Thank you guys so much for showing up and helping us. Kendra and Stephen, they came through in the clutch. This is a last minute request. That was an oversight on my part. So guys, thank you so much for helping us. Guys, have a great semester and you know, have a great weekend because it all starts Monday. So let's get
and
it.
Go
Thanks,
Mountain
guys.
Lions. We're Mountain Lions.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.